Hey, ladies.
Hey.
Hey, wow, we are back, y'all. Wow.
Oh,
Yes, it's been a
it's been a
minute.
minute.
Yes, it has. Oh my goodness. It's so good to see y'all. Of course, I've seen y'all many, many
Yeah,
times, other capacities, our
but it's
tours and
not the
other
same.
things.
I mean, it's
I know.
that is different, but like this is like its
Yeah,
own
this is
thing and
exactly.
feeling.
I know. It's like we have our Heart to Chat Wednesdays, heartbeats, in case you're listening. Wednesdays is Heart to Chat Wednesdays. So come join us, join our membership, shout us out, holler at us, whatever. But this is episode 59. Wow. In the new year, the power of slowing down. This is timely as heck. And y'all know the power of slowing down is I feel like, flying through the holidays, flying through the first of the year, all the things that we're trying to do, but sometimes we got to slow down for a couple of reasons. One, I think, Jeanette, you brought up earlier, slow down just because we got to face our own stuff, right?
Oh yeah. Mhm.
Two is like, okay, are we trying to take on too many things because we have this new year? Oh, it's a new year. I got goals. I got objectives. Oh, okay. Yeah. Can we stop and like try to finish something? So, yeah, I'm happy to kick off this topic in our new year. I know y'all have been waiting for this heartbeats. And if you're listening out there, join our mailing list. You'll be the first to get
Yes.
the episode. So I figure I've got to say that now at the top of the year.
Yes,
All right.
and share with a friend if you
Mm-hmm.
love it or you think if you're listening and it makes you think of somebody, just share the episode with them.
Yes, yes. So many ways to share. Click that share button, share the YouTube, cut and paste.
All the
Whatever. I don't know.
all
Act
the
like you go on
things.
Amazon and click it and save it to your favorites, whatever it might be. But yeah, we definitely love you guys and we are so happy to be here.
Yes.
Yes, power of slowing down. Who wants to start? Shauna.
Whew. Like you mentioned, the holidays. So, one of the things that I'm working on is to be a little bit more consistent with this. I tend to, January 1st, I hit it all through the year, all through the year. And then by November 1st, I'm done. I am completely done. When October 31st is over, I'm over too. So I want to take November and December off to reset, to get my focus back in order. I unhook from things that no longer served me, that I may have been attached to through the year. And I seek peace of mind and clarity. What I want to do differently this year is not wait till November to actually do that. Yes, I have a meditation life, and I'm still and I'm one with my coffee and all of those things. But I feel like I could use a little bit more intentional slowdowns.
I like
Intentional
that.
slowdowns around my already busy, fun, existing schedule.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
I'm talking, I'm on mute. So no, I agree with you about the intentional part because I feel like life hits us and then we are forced to slow down and then we kind of like fight against it or you feel some type of resentment. So you don't really appreciate the slowdown as much as you would if it was like an intentional thing that you did for yourself on a regular basis. I know a book that I read twice. It's called the 12-week year. I know he talks about like after those 12 weeks, that 12-week sprint of getting things done, like then taking like a week off before you get back into like another one. So even if it's like a week or a month, like I know some people they go hard for 3 months and then they take a week or two off. But I am not the January kick things off, Shauna. I am more of a like March. Like I'm probably good up until like November-ish and like late November. I'm like, I'm so over this. And then yeah, springtime. I think it's the daylight savings and the season changing. Like I just be wanting to go into hibernation mode. Like I'm done. I'm over it. But then also it's because I don't take those breaks throughout the year either.
Right. So it ends up being a much longer stretch for you because
I'm just tired.
I like to do that
No,
90
no.
days too. Every 90 day, block out a weekend. I actually went through 2022 and blocked out some days. And a lot of it has to do with the heart of chat working with the Heart of Chat for our future tour and our retreat is a gift for me. It's like, it's not work, it's a gift. So I look at that as honestly like vacation. Even like coming on Marco Polo, I feel like
it's a treat. It's a treat for the day.
Yeah.
I'm intentionally get to slow down and talk to you ladies and engage with you. So little pockets of slowdowns can help too. But I think it's really, really important if you can block out some days and some time ahead of time, and you don't have to have anything planned. That's the problem. I think we get caught up with all the details about it. Well, what am I going to do? Am I going to vacation? Am I going to stay home? Is it a staycation? Can you just take one Friday off every 2 months and just take it off, or a Monday? And just take it off. And then whatever you wake up and feel like doing, that could be your day too, right? Yeah. So just going ahead through the calendar month and just plotting down all the way through the end of the year where your breaks are going to be at. I think that will also allow you to not only be in the moment, be present, be excited about what you're doing in your life and in your purpose, but also knowing, ooh, I got a day coming up. Yeah. And I think that helps give you that little push to keep going, because, you have it the other way around. You have all these unknowns about, when can I take a break? I don't know when I could take a break. I don't know when I could take a day. I don't see the end of I don't see light at the end of the tunnel. That's dragging yourself through life and putting yourself behind the curve. And then now you're not gifting yourself. Your peace of mind is no longer, it's all over the place. Your clarity is clouded. Your focus is distorted, So I think it's really important. And even if you are a jump starter like Jeanette in March, and maybe you're not a jump starter in January, still know where your ebbs and flows are, where your slowdowns are, where you peak at, and manage your intentional breaks that way.
Yeah, definitely. Linda, what about you?
Yeah, I tend to go hard, like 11 months out of the year, and I've been working on that. So I did a little better in 2021, just with trying to make sure I plot my date. And of course, I was still a little bit too late in doing that. So I have a little bit too much leave left, from the previous year. I was able to carry over, but I tend to go until like mid-December. Then I'm like scrambling, trying to find, oh my gosh, I got to take this time off. I'm at use or lose. I did better though. 2020 was, I think everybody was kind of sitting at home, and it's easy. You live at work, basically. That's the life we were living back then. 2021, a little bit better. We were able to get outside a little bit more, do some different things. But I realized it in September that, I am not doing what I'm supposed to do here as far as planning my leave. And why did I do that? So I realized it, recognizing it, and you may not implement it right away, because I tend to be a little bit slower in that process, but I recognized it in September. So sure, we were hitting fourth quarter by then almost, but I did plan the dates out a bit, and I was able to get some time off. So I still tend to go hard. I think we collectively also talked about that. You brought up a great point about, from the 10 months out of the year, and then November through the end of December, kind of taking that time. I am planning to do that in 2022. And that means
carry that on into like the first week of January.
Yes, I am. I'm going to do it. Yeah, as far as baking it into the clients that I work with, for things that we do, even down to like social media planning, like all that stuff by October 31st is going to be done. Yes. And then it's for a variety of reasons.
I'm about to do that as well.
Yes, I realized that about myself because I started running again with, Miles, my son, he plays college basketball, and Maddie will be in 9th grade in 2022. So it's like with
playing ball now.
Yeah, she's playing ball.
Go,
so
Maddie.
oh my God. So
she don't have time for us, Heartbeat. She
yes,
she just like, I got a whole schedule and like
got a whole schedule.
But we're happy for Maddie.
Thank you. And so I'm really going to be, and I even did it down to getting my hair done, like, about to get my hair braided, all the things of that, really taking that time and using that time for other things. So I had to slow down in those areas, but one of my goals for this year is to not go until December 15th, like I did in December. That is not the business. And I realize that now. So I would say each year's gotten better. 2020 was like, oh, December 31st, I need to take a break now, but then 2021 is like, oh yeah, I recognized it a little earlier. So I think if you can plot that as a work in progress, heartbeats, and our listeners, don't be too hard on yourself. Yeah, I might have waited too late, but at least in 2021, I caught it a couple of months earlier. And you'll continue. That's why we love delivering these messages, because we're actually doing the work with you. So that is something that I think, don't feel like you have to do it like right now.
Mm-hmm.
It's a process.
Yeah. And so go ahead, Shauna. Were you gonna say something?
I was saying take small steps. And once you take that step and you get just a little taste, never go back to the old way.
Hallelujah.
So another aspect of slowing down so I know we talked about, taking time off and just giving yourself some breaks to pause and stuff. And another area that I feel like a lot of people miss the opportunity to slow down, and we actually had that miss happen for the Heart of Chat, was when you achieve something really great. And now it's just like, okay, well, now what we do next? What do we go do next? And it's like, well, hold up. Did you take a moment just to like process what just happened and what you just accomplished? And that happened with us when we did our live tour. And it was just like so much happening, go. Like even for me, I was like flying to the city the day before, fly out like that very next morning. I was like, dang, I didn't even have a time to just sit down with my girls and us just celebrate and process everything that happened and how just amazing that was. And I know we all do that in a lot of areas of our life where we have different goals and we're pushing ourselves, and it's great, right, to just have those goals. But I think when you're taking a week off every 90 days, and maybe that's your time to really just take stock of, and we had the episode on gratitude, which just take stock of all the things that has happened that were good for you, and just appreciate that before you move on to the next thing. Because I think I mentioned her before, a girl, Courtney, what was her podcast? Anyway, I'll think of it and let Linda know, put in the show notes, but I don't even know if she's still podcasting, but she was talking about how her husband was like, you just ain't never going to be happy. He's like, she's like, yes, I am. I'm always happy. And he was like, no, you're not. He said, because it's always about the next thing for you. Like, oh, did that, check. All right, moving on, next thing. So
I have that as well. I just caught up, lady. So I know that we did allow some time on our first Wednesday, right after the tour. We just took the whole 2.5, 3 hours and just talked mostly about the tour. And we enjoyed it and we relished it. And we realized we're not going to get to this because we were just so overjoyed and still on high from it, from the weekend. What I just caught a vision that eventually, ladies, after we go on tour, we'll be drinking Mai Tais on the beach, unwinding about the tour.
I'm not mad at that idea.
Yeah, I'm not either. Let me know. Yes, be there. And hopefully by now, by the time this episode airs, I know we talked about it the first Wednesday or so after the Cleveland tour, but hopefully by now we would have celebrated, hint, ladies, that by the time this airs and our heartbeats can ask us, oh, what did you all do to celebrate? From what you all learned, and then we're planning the next tour. Yes. So hopefully if we haven't done that already, which in some aspects I think we have, hopefully we would have done something by now, or two, we're going to do something shortly after this episode airs.
Speaking of the tour, we might as well just put a plug in for the next one, which is coming up April 30th. So we will definitely love to see everyone that came to the Cleveland one come and travel over to DC, and those that are living in the DC area, the DMV or nearby, we would love to see you.
Philly, Jersey, where y'all at?
Yes, that's right. Right. Couple-hour drive. Yeah, we love you guys. So
Connecticut, I know you can get down there too.
Yes, you can. It's only a 4.5, 5-hour drive from Connecticut.
NYC,
so, yes, y'all. Yeah, come on through. Yes. Always awesome.
So yeah,
Yes.
it's just something that I know I just need to be better about, is just slowing down and appreciating the good things that are happening in life. And even like not even just like in business, like just even like with your kids and things that they're doing. Like, and I feel like, Linda, for you, even though you were going a lot to go to like Miles games, I still feel like that was a slowdown for you to just be able to be there and be present with him and just enjoy that time. You know, because you're not gonna get these days back.
You're not gonna get, you're not. And I think back to 2019 when he first got into college. I was like, oh, I'm gonna go to a game. But then it was like, oh, I'm going to the games. Really? I get to go to college. So it was like being in the moment, and it was really, really cool. Also, I was a teen mom when he was in middle school and high school, and then not having to just run. I had like 23 football helmets in my trunk and basketball uniforms. I got to actually live in the moment. I don't have to, because I'm like, do I need to bring snacks? They were like, no, this is college. Y'all don't do none of that. I'm like, really? So being in the moment.
And then, with your favorite
when 2020 hit, we only got to go to one game in 2021 because it was, what it was. But then when the new season started at the end of 2021, they started letting the fans back in. And I traveled 5 weekends in a row to, go see them. So
do you think part of that, because that was completely unexpected. And then it's like, it's so fun. Like, we don't appreciate being able to do something until we can't do it. And someone says, oh, you just can't do it at all. So it's like, oh, hold up. They said we can't do this. And now it's like, am I going to have an opportunity? Because he has one more year of college left?
Yeah, he'll be so he's a junior now. So he'll be a senior.
It's like, and who knows what's going to happen with all these variants and stuff. But
I know.
if they're going to shut the world back down again. So it's like, let me seize this moment now.
Yeah, I'm so glad just thinking about it, just thinking back to 2019, and he had just gone off to college. Maddie was in 6th grade at the time, and then being sat down in 2020, and it's like, oh, wow, this is a complete halt. But now that it's back, I made that's definitely a point to, go to the games. And it was a slowdown of sorts, but it helped me be a little bit better organized, because I would just basically come home on a Sunday night, dump my suitcase in the wash machine, rewash everything, and repack. So I did that for like 5 weekends straight. We went to Ohio, we went to Virginia, we went, of course, Virginia a couple times, went to Ohio twice, once for the tour and then once for the games. So it was just sort of like, wow, this is really cool. But it was I think it was a good slowdown for me, because I know if I stayed home, guess what I've been doing? Washing clothes, cleaning up, all the things, and just looking around trying to find things to do. And the guilt may set in with me sitting on the couch, but not always, as Shauna knows. I will sit on that couch. And
I've been doing that a little bit more. Like, I've watched so much TV the last couple of weekends. It's been crazy. I was like, I done watch a whole bunch of stuff.
I love it.
I said, like,
I've been relaxing a lot, Jeanette.
I have. I'm proud of myself, because
I'm proud of you too.
And my laptop and everything was sitting over there looking at me, all these monitors, electronics, and I was like, Gonna watch TV. What we gonna watch? Like, set myself up, snacks, water, all the things.
I know, it's great. It's great. And we do a lot. We always feel like we have to do more. And actually, there is power in slowing down, because you feel like when you do have to get out there and do more, you actually have the energy to bring out your best.
Yeah.
Like, I've had to go back to work a few times in person, and I'm like, I was kind of low-key excited about it. Like, oh, I get to go to work today. I'm low-key excited about this, because I've been able to sort of like rest and plant things like I need or want. And sometimes the laundry still stares at me, but whatever. We'll get to it, but I don't feel as bad about it. It's like, I slowed down to, all right, now I can get out there and really, when I show up at work in person for the meetings, whatever's going on, I feel like I can really bring it.
Yeah.
I liked a couple things that Jeanette said earlier. One about like really being present and being in the moment and taking advantage of what you are able to do at that time, versus if we don't slow down and we continue to keep going, and we're going to end up hitting a wall, we're going to end up, the train's going to come off the tracks things are going to go up in flames. It's just
getting emotion is going to take over.
Emotions going to take over. Then we start rabbit holing, right? Going down different pockets and avenues we ain't got no business going down. We start tearing down our mental stability, our spiritual selves. Everything just becomes a wreck. And, you know, it leads to a lot of unhealthy habits. Then we start feeding that stress with things that we shouldn't, you know, feed that stress with. And it's just unraveling is just like not the thing to do, when the simple solution is to learn to slow down and learn to implement breaks, you know, on the go. And I know many listeners, heartbeats, are listening. They're like, I just don't know the first step. I really don't have that many days to be able to take off. My job is demanding. My family's demanding. And I would say to start off with giving yourself a gift of 10 minutes a day. Take 10 minutes a day, step away from everything. If you got to go in the bathroom. When I was a parent, that was my solace.
Closet.
Eating my snacks, I know, and all the things.
Be in the closet.
Share.
Yes.
Or somewhere in the bathroom. But just try to give yourself the gift of 10 minutes a day until you can figure out your plans for a full day off or a full weekend off. And like Linda was saying, if you take 10 to 15 minutes a day to organize certain areas or prep or get things going. For example, when I'm going out of town and I don't really have the time to pack, I would take it, but I know I have 2 weeks before that, I'll pull out the suitcase and start putting stuff in there. And
that
I have not grown to that level yet. Yeah, I am the night before packer.
I know when that day comes or that time comes, it's going to be go time and show time, and I don't want to leave something behind, or you know, so taking a few minutes a day to just help set up for organization or help set up for what you need. Yeah. Maybe you don't have a whole full hour to do it. For example, I'm making chili today. So last night I brought everything out on the counter, you know, got the crock pot out. I do and I love vegetarian. I'm a pescatarian, so I only eat seafood and, you know, fruits and vegetables. And so I love a vegetarian chili, and there's so many different recipes out there. And so having that all out the night before, and sometimes I will just cook it overnight so it's ready the next day. And then the next day, I don't have to worry about anything. The only problem with that is sometimes your family starts eating it for breakfast and lunch, and by dinner it's
of course.
Because when you wake up, because it's so funny, like if you're standing in the kitchen, like it doesn't have the same aroma. But when you walk from, like, if you upstairs and come downstairs, and you could just be sauteing some green peppers and onions and some butter or oil, and they be like, "Oh, what does that smell like?" Nothing. I'm just sauteing some vegetables. But it smells like, see, they probably done woke up, got the whiff of all the goodness. Yeah, I don't know.
Set yourself up. Like during the weekday, I'm leading up to you trying to have a Saturday off to yourself where you don't have to wash, where you don't have to run to the. Take the extra time during a weekday, like push yourself after work and knock out that grocery shopping while it's less people out there. And that you don't have to be out there on Saturday where it's going to burn up more of your time, take up all of your day, and then you don't get your Saturday to do what you want.
I am not shopping on Saturday.
That is so true.
Banking can be a little bit challenging, but with online banking now, and you know, if you don't have to go inside, you can work it from the app. You can run up to an ATM, you know, because I noticed sometimes the banks close early, on Saturdays, depending on what your needs are. But I started doing this about 10 years ago. Monday through Friday, that stuff is done. Groceries done. If I can be out there working and hustling and doing for everybody else, I'm going to make sure I'm taking care of myself too, so that I can have a full Saturday in my pajamas and not feel guilty because everything got done during the day. So try to take pockets of 10 or 15 minutes per day to set yourself up so you can have that whole Saturday or that whole Sunday.
Yeah, or grocery delivery. I think that's something that's become really popular over the last 3 years, 2 to 3 years, and that has saved. So I'm trying to do that where you could be having that done. And then, yeah, of course, there are fees to consider. They do offer perks and things. But if you think about, the drive time to get to the store, if you think about you having to be in there for a couple of hours and packing your bags, and someone else could be kind of doing that for you. And I know sometimes there's pros and cons with that, but if you find a good thing as far as that goes, the grocery delivery or just in general, that time is money too, because you cannot get that back.
I started doing the pickup orders.
Pickup.
Because of the fees for the delivery. So I started so I'll do like a pickup order, and the good thing, because I can do it at night from my bed and then put it in and just know that it's gonna be ready for me the next day. So I do that, and then I also do a lot of my household items from like Target or places like that. I'll do a pickup order, because everyone knows if you walk into Target, you're gonna end up with more than what you went in there for. So it's also a good way to save some money.
Yeah.
Did you find everything on your Target run?
And I always say, and then some.
Yes, love it.
And then some.
You know what they.
One of the things you were talking about when we were talking about slowing down, and like even just like figuring out like actionable items that they can do. So like for me, like slowing down in my mornings, like not getting up and just rushing and running out the door and doing all the things, and like getting up a little bit earlier so that I don't have to move as fast and get everything. Cause like just starting my day, like in that frazzle, just hurried rush, like that is just, it sets the tone for the rest of your day. And I've talked to y'all about Miracle Morning before, and so it kind of helps with that. Miracle Morning kind of helps with that too, that slowing down and just easing into your day. And it doesn't have to look the same every single day. Like, some days you might get up, some days I'll get up and I'll put, I might put some laundry in the wash and, tidy up the kitchen a little bit or whatever. But it's still not like, okay, we're here, get dressed, let's go and put this in the car, we got to go. And all right, running out the door. And then I get outside in the car and then I'm like cussing at people on the road because I'm already frustrated.
Yeah, it's I know for me, like going, like y'all know I'm probably the slowest one. You all saw that on our retreat, because I'm like, I get up super early because I know it's like, I'll say I'm gonna leave now at 6:30, but it's more like 6:45, but I try to get up way early, like because I know I like to piddle around in the mornings, Today's Show, talking to people, texting people back from the night before, because I go to bed early, so all of my people that text me at like 9:30, 10 o'clock, y'all getting y'all replies like 5 a.m. Hey, good morning. But that's just how it is. But I try like to get my stuff together at night as much as I can. Like even with the laptop's being shut down, it's going in my bag. The snacks are going in the bag, so that way I know if I run into something crazy in the morning, like spilling my tea on my shirt or my hair doesn't come out right. It's gonna happen, because it's gonna happen to me. Or I get sucked into something on Today's Show. I'm like, yo, look at this. And I'm watching. Next thing I know, it's 6:35, time for me to go. But then it's like I already have that time built in. And then, of course, there's traffic driving to work, because I'm not used to going out. I'm not used to going to work that much. I go to work maybe 4 or 5 times a month in person. And it's like, in that course, that time is starting to tick up a little bit. So I'm not used to the traffic anymore. So I've got to be like, I got to get my stuff together. So shut down the laptop, just have it done. And that way it's by the door, because I know myself pretty well. And I just like to play around too much. I don't know.
For me, like rushing it's no bueno. I always, ladies, in heartbeats, I hurt myself. I hurt myself every time I rush. And the weirdest part of my bodies that I hurt is like either I hit the wall, like with my thigh, I might hit a wall or hit myself.
That's stubbing the toe.
Constantly, my fingers in the smashing the door, or I'm cut myself if I'm rushing, trying to get every single time. And it's so weird for me. So I know for myself, in order to keep my clumsiness together, I have time to like move my body with ease, I'm the girl that one of the first dates I had with my late husband, he was in a car and I was standing on the outside of his car, and I was bending over and talking. I was on the passenger side talking. He had the window rolled down. He happened to be passing by and he saw me. We lived about 10 minutes away from each other. He was driving by and I was crossing the street to go to the store. And we were chit-chatting and he turned his head. I was so nervous. And he turned his head. I actually fell all the way on the ground and got myself back up before he turned to talk back to me. Like he was turning his head. I'm like, girl, standing there. I'm on the ground.
Lord. Oh my gosh. That's one of my moves.
I've always been a clumsy child. I've always been clumsy.
I'm glad I'm not that clumsy.
Talk about when you talk about how you was doing the cartwheels and how
I'm quirky,
walking in a straight line. Yeah. That's always been. I laugh at you, but I'm laughing with you too.
Yeah, because that's me. It's like, oh, I'm still like that today. I'm like, oh, quirky, goofy.
So you got to know what you need in order to function with your mind, body, and soul, right?
Yeah.
It is because I'm closer to the ground that I'm not as clumsy.
I'm like, I'll be trying to walk
a little shorter.
I'll be trying to walk like I'm cute or something, and like I'm trying to be sexy or whatever. So he was like, "You like a flamingo? Why are you walking like? What you doing? Something wrong?" I'm like,
"Why that's so funny to me when you say I'm trying to walk sexy?" Because you keeping a straight face doing it, Linda.
I know. I'll be trying though, and I'll just fall. I'm like, "Oh, I don't know
what it is, Linda." Like. You just have to like just really like be yourself. Like you never find out when you're like straight up yourself, and then that's when a person will say how gorgeous you are, how
yes,
you are. And then when you like really try to lay it thick, you're like, what? You know what I mean?
It feels weird. Yeah. I was like, I be trying. So I'm like Jamie Lee Curtis in the movie True Lies. Y'all remember that movie? Yes, I know Miss Nancy remembers that. That's how I am. That's how I am. When she was dancing and stuff, I was like, that is so me. I cried. I still laughed hard. Real tears on that part because that is me all day.
Navon was clumsy. She's always been clumsy. She still is, and she's taller. So
yeah, she is. It's just I'm like,
and it's so funny because I called her Olive Oil the other day, and she's talking about, and her and her friend just looked at me like, "Who is Olive Oil?" I was like, "Oh my god, y'all know who Olive Oil is? These kids don't even know who Olive Oil is."
I doesn't play anymore.
I was like, "Oh, it's so crazy," but yeah, that's how you just hear her, and you're like, "Did you just fall up the steps?" She'd be like, "Yep," and this was like only a couple months ago. This wasn't that long ago.
See, don't change.
Long, she's lanky, she's beautiful, she's mean, she is drop dead gorgeous. Like I was ecstatic to see her in person and how tall she was and beautiful, and her hair and her skin, and I'm just like, she is so beautiful.
Lord, she gonna get the big head. Let me make sure she don't listen to this. I'm just
I wanted to share another way that I use to slow down, and that is exercising. So being I got 25 minutes in of walking.
It's like she's just saying nope. She's just like nope, gavel. Nope.
Do as Shauna and Linda say, not as Jeanette does. That's all I'm gonna say.
Listen, the beauty of where Jeanette is, where Shauna is, and where Linda is that we are all a work in progress. We all didn't. We didn't get here overnight. This is. I remember my mom said something to me the other day. I was talking about something with exercising, and she was like, "Oh, well, you've been exercising your whole life." I'm like, yeah, I really have been. Even though when I've been on again, off again, I've been pretty consistent with my workouts. I've tried everything throughout my life to try to find what works for me. And that's the thing too, is to find out
what works. Yeah.
Yeah.
What everybody else is doing, because it's just not going to happen. But you need to try. You know, you want to move your body. And that's another thing I speak a lot about, you know, not being able to walk for a year with the injury that I had really have placed me in an extremely grateful space. If you can move your body, do it.
Yeah.
Yoga, Pilates, short, build up to it. I know, Jeanette, you're talking about getting back to your jump rope. You love jumping rope.
Yeah, I did. I really enjoyed that. I definitely have to find what works for me. That's probably the hardest part. And what works for me, and then also my schedule, right? Like because it's a lot happening in this house.
Yeah.
Your man so much.
Yeah, I heard. Hey, Kobe.
As soon as I say it's a lot happening in this house, one of them screams.
I love that you're great with all the screams, though. We mentioned this before on Marco Polo, that things is just like be going all around Jeanette, and she's like the calm in the storm. She's like, this is my household.
Yeah, me and their dad is, because he's probably even more calmer than me. He'd just be like, whatever. But I just can't imagine, I can't imagine, but we didn't grow up in that house. Like, my dad was very strict, but he also wasn't like, shut up, all that noise. Like, he wasn't that type of dad either. He let us be kids, but he just had rules you just had to follow. So like, even like for us, like, we live here. This is our home. This is my kids' home. Like, I'm just not trying to make it perfect for other people. Like, they just have to be able to be themselves.
I agree with that. The house is meant to be lived in. That's right.
Kids will make you slow down.
Smell the roses.
Oh yeah, 100%. They don't care. They be, Mom, I wrote this story, and I'm like, okay, honey, that's nice. And I'd be like trying to watch it. Okay, I'm gonna read it to you now. I'm like, yes, okay, let me pause this. Yes, go ahead.
And it doesn't change.
They do not care what you're doing, how you feeling. No, I'm gonna read this to you right now. You listening? Yes, I'm listening. So yeah, they will definitely force it.
I worked with children for so many years in my career is because I was allowed to be a big kid. I was already strongly connected to my inner child as it was, and it allowed me to have fun every day and get paid for it.
Yeah, that's great. Really great. Really great. A lot of great nuggets here, ladies. I love it. The power of slowing down. Woo. Yes. As we come into our new year, whether it's January, March, or June, when your new year starts for yourself, use these nuggets to, some takeaways here that are really, really, really good.
Take a minute to really just this, and this will count as my final remarks, Linda. Just take a minute to really assess like how. I love a planner that has like a monthly review or weekly review, because it forces you to look back and say, okay, what happened this month or this year or this week or whatever. And so like, as you're going into this new year and you're planning and all the things, like, just take time to just really process everything that happened. Look back at your calendar, go through your pictures, look back at it. Whatever it's going to take to jog your memory of like things that's happened, good or bad, right? Good, bad, or indifferent, just so that you can just really understand like what it is that you want going forward and what things you don't want to take with you, and how you want to move going forward. So, and then process it. Just, take a minute to really just look back and process everything before you just jump into all right, let's set some new goals.
Yes. New goals, new objectives. Yeah. I like the reflection on planning with John, what you were saying earlier about the days through the year, planning those times off and really penciling or pinning those in so that you have that time. So you're not at December 15th. You're like, oh, I need to take off now. It just, even if you do it 3 weeks or a month earlier, each time you do it, that's better. Yeah, that shows progress. So I'm looking forward to that. Yeah, I've done it for this, for 2021. I'm like, all right, I did a little better. So just the goal is to keep getting better and then recognizing where you need to and where you want to improve in that. So I would definitely say that. Shauna, what about you? Any final remarks as far as
I want to add something where Jeanette was talking about taking stock. That's the first step. And that way, when you reflect, you get an opportunity to really figure out and hone in what do you need. Because how are you going to find the right activities or the right plans if you don't take stock? So I really like that. And I would say before you take stock, if you're having if you're clouded, if you can't think, brain dumping is a really great activity to do.
One of my favorites.
You want to do or how you want to do it. And brain dumping doesn't make sense, which is really cool. All you're doing is just taking a piece of paper and a pencil, or you could jot it down on your phone or notes and you write down, this is a great activity. You could do it throughout the day, because I know that Jeanette has been very successful with it. Midday, she would do it. I like to do it when I wake up in the morning or before I go to bed. And what you're doing is just releasing all these inner thoughts, and that's just sitting there otherwise in your head while you're trying to figure everything out on top of it. And just write down the first thing that comes to your mind. It doesn't have to make sense. You don't need punctuations. It could be words. It could be a phrase. And believe it or not, when I brain dump, I find a lot of great ideas that help me, in the sequence.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I like what you said. And then I know we were supposed to be ending, but because just tapping in, because that was another one I was going to talk about, but I didn't get to, is just tapping into like your emotions and like really understanding like where it's coming from. Why am I feeling this way? Am I tired? Am I overwhelmed? Am I scared? Like, what is it that's really causing these different feelings and emotions to come up? And so like thinking of like some things that you can ask yourself to do that exercise, as Shauna said about brain dumping. Just, one is just, what do I need to get done? And so, because, we carry all of our to-do lists in our head all the time, writing all that stuff down. How am I feeling? I'll write down all the emotions, how you're feeling, whether good, bad, or whatever. Like, what happened today? What did I eat today? Like, just just ask yourself questions and then just write that, and then just get it all out your head as much as you can until it just don't make sense anymore. And you just like, I don't think I have nothing else left for me to write. Then you're done. You're good.
Yes. Excellent.
Awesome. Excellent, ladies. Excellent. Well, ladies, this was great. The power of slowing down. We're back, Heartbeats. And Shauna, for our listeners, our Heartbeats, new listeners, existing folks, you want to tell everybody where they can find us, how they can connect with us?
Yes, you can find us on every platform known to men on earth.
I can't with her.
Every episode
I want you to come back next week and every week, because it's gonna be Fuego, baby, come back.
What in the world? Oh, y'all gotta watch this video.
What in the heck?
What
did she get that from?
Oh my goodness!
My birthday gift from my Irish twin.
Oh, that is a very you.
That is very
and a very you gift. And where Sabrina got that from?
Oh my goodness!
Nobody knows, but y'all gotta watch this video, y'all.
Y'all gotta watch this video
next Monday. See y'all. All the places.
Yes.
Bye.
Bye.